Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Get Out and Do Something. I'm Semi-Retired Bob, and today we're at the Bob Kerry Pedestrian Bridge. What I'm going to work on today, besides showing you this bridge and the river, which is pretty calm today because the wind finally died down, I'm doing something called exposure stacking, where I set my camera to take 3 different levels of exposure, then I take them into Lightroom and blend them. Hopefully get some tack sharp photos. We'll see what happens. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I just watched a bunch of videos on it while I was stuck inside this last week. And I do apologize for not being here sooner with you, but and it's been cold and wet and snowy and rainy and just nasty this last week, and that kind of weather just kills my joints. I just can't get out when it's like that. But even though it's a little on the cold side today, it's sunny, which is, not exactly ideal conditions for taking pictures, but I decided to say the heck with it. I'm going outside today regardless, because it's a beautiful day. Let's take a look at some of these pictures, see how we did. Hello everybody. We're back in from the shoot. Ooh, gotta have a little Diet Coke here. Okay, I thought I would give just a little quick talk here, because I don't think I explained it very well when I was out there on the bridge. What I'm attempting to do today is called exposure bracketing. And wow, now there's some sun coming in from over there. That's pretty bright, but there's not much I can do about that. It's the kitchen window. But anyway, exposure bracketing. The theory behind it is that you take 3 photos, or 4 or 5 or 6, or however many, and you start underexposed. And the middle picture is what the camera thinks it's supposed to be, and the last photo is supposed to be overexposed. And then you bring them into Lightroom and Photoshop, and you merge them into one well-exposed photos. Because a lot of times when the sky is in focus for brightness, the stuff in the foregrounds and the rest of your landscape or whatever you're trying to photograph will be underexposed or a little on the dark side. So we'll see if this works. I'm going to jump into Lightroom and Photoshop real quick and show you what I'm talking about here. It'd be a really quick one rather than what we did last time, examining all those photos. But I do hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. We do need to take a moment and be thankful for what we have. I have medical issues in my life that make me stop and consider everything I'm going to do before I go do it. But there are lots of people that are way worse off than I am. So I'm not complaining, I'm just saying why I'm thankful. My cousin, Dottie, spent Thanksgiving Day in the hospital. She's doing really well. I think she's going to go home today. We'll see. I haven't actually heard yet, but she was talking like she might get to go home today. But we have to remember that on days like Thanksgiving Day, and now we're into December and Christmas is coming up, hospitals are full of people like my cousin Dottie, and full of people that are in way worse shape. And then there's a whole bunch of people that are suffering in the squalor of whatever country they live in. They don't have hospitals, so they just have to suffer. So don't forget to be thankful for what it is you have today, although this is a little late. I meant to get out, but it's been just so cold and wet, and between the rain and the snow and the really cold temperatures, it's just plays heck with my joints. So I wanted to get out and try and shoot some stuff in the really good conditions of a light mist, but I just couldn't do it. But anyway, let's jump into Lightroom and see what we've got. Okay, so now you can see here we are in Lightroom. I've got these 3 photos here of the stadium. There's the one that's slightly darker, a little bit brighter, and that one's even a little bit brighter yet. So what we do is we select all 3 of these photos by holding down the Shift key, and then once we have all 3 of them selected, we go up here to Edit In, and we're going to merge to an HDR Pro in Photoshop. And Photoshop does all the work for us. See, depending on how fast your computer is, this can take quite a while. There you can see it's loading up. I've already done a couple of them just to see, and you can see over here it's creating all 3 of them into layers. And what this does is it gives you the information from all 3 photos all into one. Now we could do some editing here, and you can change it to an 8-bit photo or a 32-bit photo. And what I'm going to do here is make it a 32-bit photo. All this does is adjust what the brightness will show you. But we're not going to do any of that. We're going to complete tuning in. We're actually going to say OK to right there where it is. And it merges it into an HDR file. And then all we do now is we just file and hit the Save button, and it will automatically convert it back. You can see it popping up on the screen down here. Automatically turn back into a Lightroom photo, and it puts all 3 photos right back in. And now you can see we've got this big, beautiful merged picture with lots of things going on here. And then, of course, we can go in and do whatever edits we want to it. So that's how you do the exposure merge. Now I'm going to go back to editing here, and we'll see what all comes out. I hope you enjoyed this edition of Get Out and Do Something. I am Semi-Retired Bob. Don't forget to hit the like and the share and hit the subscribe button. And after you hit the subscribe button, be sure and hit the little bell next to it so you get notified every time I upload something. I certainly hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day, everyone.